What's up, welcome back to another video, and today's going to be destroying Firefox for the third time. So, if you haven't seen the first two tries at this, it did not go very well for us, and I actually have switched over to a different computer for this, because if you saw part 1 and 2, what happened with my laptop, you'll know why I switched over to this computer here. But anyway, this computer is currently this is actually a different hard drive than the one I normally have in here all the time. So all my everyday stuff is safe because there's a different installation of Firefox and Windows actually. But yeah, so I've actually already installed Firefox on here, and this is a shortcut to the install directory. I put it in program files this time, rather than in a subdirectory, like in the last two, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference anyway. Because, well, if you've seen parts 1 and 2, you will know that it didn't really make much of a difference putting it in a subdirectory in a different location. Anyway. So, getting feedback was really helpful. So, actually, some in response to what happened in part 2, where it was able to recreate the updater file, someone actually said that it actually, when it gets loaded, when the OS starts, Firefox loads some of its files into memory, and in the event it gets tampered with, replaces the tampered with version with the original version. And if we actually delete it from a different source, it will not work. For example, a Windows 10 USB drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to try booting off of a Windows 10 USB drive. I have one plugged in right now. I'm going to use this part to cheat through the D, or not D, E. Now let's see how Firefox reacts. It says it's up to date, okay. Now let's try... You know, it immediately says it's up to date. Wow, maybe... So, what I did was, because I was doing that, I made a backup of all the files here. Now, Firefox will not load all these into memory because, this is actually all spread out throughout various directories. This is actually, it just pulls them all from the various different directories I've stored them in. I had to spread them out, otherwise it would load all those into memory as well, causing it to think there were two installations. But yeah, updater.exe is now gone. Maybe we can delete updater.ini and update settings.ini safely now. Because in part 1, we tried to delete them, and then we couldn't boot back into Windows. So it's possible that the updater.exe used that. And it probably needed these files to function properly. Now, I tried to delete these 3 in part 2. I just did not record it because that is actually what led to it being unbootable. So what I'm gonna do now is actually, someone said delete all DLLs but the ones it was complaining about are DLL by doing star.dll and then Control A and delete. Provide administrator privileges. Now let's X out of it. And now, yeah, that got rid of all the DLLs. Let's see what it was complaining about. MOZ glue. Here's MOZ glue. VC runtime 140.dll. MSVCP 140.dll. Restore that. Now, let's run it. Couldn't load XPCOM. I believe I know where XPCOM is. I believe it was this declarekey.dll. That was from that is as part of XPCOM, and let's see, will that even work? It actually does not. Couldn't load XPCOM. Okay, that is interesting. What if it's the API.ms? No, because API.ms-wincore and wincrt files did not make much of a difference when we deleted those. XUL.dll maybe. I'm just going to restore whatever DLLs it takes. Couldn't load XPCOM. Okay, so let's actually get rid of it. Again. I have no idea. Actually, wait. VC runtime 140.dll. We had to. It mentioned that. No, I keep saying couldn't load XPCOM. Maybe this was all we had to do, is just delete all those DLLs Because, like, in part 1, we had to delete all the DLLs, but then we restored all of them but the ones that have the API MS Win Core or Win CRT at the beginning of them. Maybe this was the key. Maybe now we can delete these 3 files. Oh no. Let's delete these 2 here. These 2 I actually deleted in part 1. And it resulted in the computer being unbootable. So now let's try to do that and restart and see if it will even let us boot back into Windows. So far so good. Okay, this is actually where it froze last. Oh, yeah, that we did not get when we tried to delete these files in part 1. It actually would freeze at that Windows logo in part 1, and oh wow. Yeah, we actually did it this time. Wow. I just did not even think that deleting all those DLLs but the ones that was complaining about would have worked. Cause like I even went as far as considering deleting all the .ini files, but as you saw in part 1, updater.ini and updatesettings.ini cannot be deleted while updater.exe is present, otherwise it will result in the computer becoming unbootable. And actually, well, we didn't even consider deleting updater.exe in part 1. We were trying updater.ini and updatesettings.ini first. I know we tried to delete maintenance service.exe and maintenance service installer.exe. Deleting them and then running Firefox resulted in the computer blue screening. I actually cut that part out for other reasons. But yeah, I cannot believe that it was just as simple as deleting all the DLLs to get this. We just had to make it bring up this. Wow. Who would have thought? So thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to give this video a like. If you want to see me destroy other software, like maybe even Opera. Yes, I am considering destroying Opera. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, activate the notification bell so you don't miss out on any newer videos. And I will see you in my next video.